I forget.
Yeah, hit your button tonight.
Well, and you know, I called them and they said you can adjust that so it starts recording as soon as you jump into the meeting or the class. And I hit the setting to fix it and it still didn't start recording. So now we're recording. So I'm not quite sure how many people we're going to get on here, but that's okay because a lot of people just like to get the video. So let's just get going here. Did you get the kit, Robin, or no?
No, I did not.
That's all right. I know you got the kit, Sharon. I think you did. So let's just get started here. Come on, camera. Do your thing. Why aren't you doing your thing? I don't have it in all the way. There we go. I wanted to show you guys, though, because the lady that sold the kit was very adamant that I made everyone aware that these flowers that came in the kit, if you've ever heard of Wreath florals before, they're really, really good quality flowers. I mean, I use flowers from the Dollar Tree and stuff sometimes too, and actually the price tag was even on here from the kit. If you bought these regular price right from Wreath, they're $14 just for this little bundle of flowers. So they're good quality. They're nice quality little flowers. And I said, you know, you don't really have to include stuff like that in the kits because I'm trying to get her to keep the price of the kits down a little bit because not everybody can afford to pay $50 or $60 for a kit every month. So, but anyway, she wanted me to point that out. And we're going to do a little bit something different with the ruffles tonight. I was kind of watching somebody today and she did something a little bit interesting. And we're going to try it. I mean, it's not too out of the box. It's, you know, it's still making ruffles like we normally do. But it's just a little bit different. I'm going to show you why we're going to do it that way. So this is what came with the kit. You don't have to use these, obviously, but you know, blue and tan or natural burlap for, you know, like an ocean or a beach. These are like beach colors. So these are cut into, I think I either said 18 or 20-inch pieces. I think we decided to go with 18 because I know that one time I told everybody to cut their mesh into, hi Connie, I told everybody to cut their mesh into 20-inch pieces and it didn't really work because you're going to have a little bit of waste because 20 goes into 360 inches 18 times. There's 360 inches of mesh in one roll. But again, unless you're doing exact 20-inch cuts, you're you know, and that's not possible. You're always going to have a little tiny bit of waste. So I decided that we would either do 18. So you're going to have a little tiny bit of leftover, but you'll at least have 18 pieces of each, which is what you need because we're going to do 2 per tie and there's 18 ties. So what I want to do, I was thinking about alternating, but I think I'm just going to do one on top of the other like I normally do. So it doesn't really matter which one you start with, which color. But normally, when I do my ruffles, I do the curl side down. See how it's curling? And I do the curl side down. What we're going to do, and this is going to help our ribbon to lay better, and this was a really neat thing that I saw today. We're going to do our ruffles on the bottom with it curled up like this. So it might be a little bit harder to roll it, but let's give it a shot. And I'm going to tell you why we're going to do it that way. You just go ahead and you ruffle it up like you normally do. Okay. So instead of going down with it like that, like I normally do, we're going to go up. We're still going to go parallel with that first piece to the wreath form. Doesn't matter which color you start with because we're going to alternate. We're going to kind of open it up a little bit so it looks like a flower, kind of, I guess. But we're going to put another piece on there. So get your other color, whatever color that is, or you can use all one color, it doesn't really matter. And again, we're going to lay it this way, so it's curling up. If you want to still do it like this, you can. Just make sure that you lay your piece the other way. So instead of going down with it like that, again, like I normally do, we're gonna go up. And I have to kind of just switch it around in my hand here. And when I put my second piece down, I crisscross it. So go right across. I don't like this mesh though because I can't cut it with the wood burning tool because it's got jute running through it. So lay it right down like that, across. Now, let's see if I can get it to look the way she did it. See, I'm not sure if I'm going to like that because now the cut ends are showing. That's going to bother me. Because her point, whoever I watched doing this, said that if you take your pipe cleaner after you lay your mesh down, get your extra frays out of there. See that this jute is going to fray. And you lay your pipe cleaner down like that when you're done, and then you add your ribbon will lay better. Instead of having your ruffle going up that way. But honestly, I really don't like the way that looks. So we're going to flip it around again. So just totally forget that I said that. I never had trouble getting my ribbon to lay. Maybe I'll leave that piece like that because that one isn't fraying as bad. But this jute likes to fray. I'd rather have that one facing down. But that's just a little tip that she said you can do. But I think I'm going to be okay with my ribbon still. Whoops. I'm just going to lay this one the other way. If I was maybe doing 2 of these, I would do it that way. I think we're going to be okay, though. I'd rather have the cut side down on this jute, though. It was Jackie from Jackie's Wreaths and Things. I'll tell you right now, that's what I was watching today. Her ribbon does look nice in her wreaths. But we can make ours look nice, too. So there we have 2 pieces, one going one way and the other just crisscrossed across the top. Now we're going to alternate. I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it. I'm going to leave that blue piece like that, though. Just ruffle it up. You guys would laugh if you saw how I cut this mesh because I can't cut it with the wood burning tool. And I don't like to use the rotary cutter on my mesh because I feel like it frays. So I actually cut this by hand. And I went right between the lines. And it did take me a little while, but I know it, you know, it would fray less anyway. This jute mesh does have a tendency to fray no matter how you cut it. But the wood burning tool will not cut through it at all. So again, when you're laying your second one down next to your first one, just like try to lift up the previous one so you're not squishing it. That's all. Any more people jump on here? Everybody must be watching TV or making dinner or something. Yeah, we've had some rain. We didn't end up getting our thunderstorms. Connie, did you say you were getting thunderstorms there? Or?
We don't have the rain. We just have the thunder.
Uh-huh.
We're in Florida. I'm back in Florida. I got home yesterday. So, yeah, we just have thunder. We're not supposed to get rain.
Did you get the kit, Connie?
Nope. I have way too much stuff that I've already ordered.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So I just use it. I have a nice brownish jute and then nice turquoise.
Oh, that'll be pretty.
Yeah, with glitter through it. So I thought I'd try that.
Uh-huh. If you want to try laying your mesh down like I showed you in the beginning, but I just don't want to do it with this jute mesh because I don't want the cut ends to be facing up, that's all. I've never really had trouble getting my ribbon to lay right anyway. I love the snowball mesh, it's so pretty. So now we're just going to go back and lay the other one down in the bottom. Plus, I like the lines because it helps me when I ruffle it. I got something to follow here. I hope I didn't confuse everybody with the other video there. Yeah, I didn't realize until half an hour into the class that I had forgotten to hit the record button. So I was thinking about just going ahead and doing another quick poof wreath, just to show you that part that was missed. But if you guys got the seahorse video, the seahorse beach wreath video, I did my poofs exactly the same way in that video that I did last night for that wreath. They're just 10-inch poofs, 1 per tie. There's 18 ties. Actually, I think this wreath form was a little bit smaller. The wreath form that came with the kit was a little tiny bit smaller. I think it was 13 inches instead of 15 inches. So I think the inside only had 6 ties, but the outside still had 10. So that was really the only part that got missed in the recording, was me putting the poofs on. So then we did our ruffles. What colors do you have, Robin?
I have a light blue and a jute with.
Same as what I have, the jute?
Yeah, I think mine's just a little different, I think.
Yeah, I think mine's got the white, the white in the middle there, or the lighter color in the middle.
Mine's got, you know how that snowball matches, the white snowball?
Uh-huh.
So that's how my jute is, with the white in the. So
Where'd you get it?
It was fun to cut too.
Where did you get it?
I got that at Joanne.
Really? You said it was fun to cut?
No.
Oh.
Well, she did, but she meant it sarcastically, I think.
I tried to use my wood burner for everything, you know, so.
Yeah, and it won't, it's this stuff here. It will not cut through that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, I hate to admit it, but I kind of missed my kids a little bit. It's, you know, I was pretty busy over the weekend, and I went to dinner Saturday night with my sister and her friends, and yesterday I hung out with my boyfriend, and we went out to the lake. And so now that the weekday is here and everybody's back to work, and, you know, it's kind of like, kind of a little lonely here.
Christina,
Yeah.
are you doing the top one upside up, rolled up also, or down? The
Am
from
I doing which one?
your jute one.
I'm actually doing both of them down now. I was going to do them up, but then I decided that I didn't want the cut ends. I didn't want the cut ends of the jute facing up. So I'm just going to go ahead and do all of them down like I normally do.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll try that method with the other. I mean, because I still have, you know, it's, my ribbon always seems to lay okay for me. But I just saw Jackie do that today, and I thought, she actually only did it on the outside. On the inside, she still had her ruffles facing down.
Okay. I did my first one up, which.
What's that? You did your first one facing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
You do whatever you think looks good. They'll look good either way. I just prefer to have mine facing down. because of
Well,
the
that's
cut
how I
end.
usually do things, but
Yeah.
But I thought I'd try something different.
Yeah. And
And
I
then-
know Jackie, her ribbon always lays so nice. If you've ever seen Jackie from Jackie's Wreaths and things. And ribbon.
I don't know if I have.
I can barely hear you, my dear.
I walked away. I said I don't know if I have.
That's not.
She does a really good job with her ribbon.
I don't think they can hear me. I hope not. Oh my gosh, look. These are the people. That's not, okay, that's Connie.
Somebody else just popped on here. Who's that just joined us? It says iPhone American Essence. Who is that? Can you hear me? I'm not sure who that is. When you don't put your name in, I don't have any idea who it is. Is that maybe somebody new said they were going to join? I can't remember their name now. Somebody brand new. I'm so bad with names. I can remember phone numbers really well. Whoever you are that just joined us, if you're having an issue with your microphone, you may have gotten a notification when you signed on that Zoom needs permission to access your microphone. That might be why your microphone's not working. You can chat me a question or you can type a question in if that makes it easier. But we can help you fix that later because it's important that you're able to talk and ask me questions. Just hopefully you can hear me. That's the most important thing though too. I can't think of the person's name. I feel terrible. I know she said she was going to try to join. Yeah, it's still frays. This jute just frays. I love the look of it, but it does like to fray. So I just kind of try to tuck those cut ends in a little bit.
Do you think it was Jamie Barnes?
It might have been Jamie, but usually when Jamie said, oh, it's Candy. Hi, Candy. Can you hear me? Candy's the new girl. I don't know who the other one was. That Jamie usually has her name on there. I think Candy raised her hand. Candy, if your microphone's not working, honey, you can just type me a question if you want, and then we'll figure out what's wrong with your microphone after class. You might just have to have give Zoom permission to access your microphone if this is your first time. I thought that's who I thought it was. What's that?
This is Candy.
Hi,
Can you
Candy.
guys hear me? You
I
can hear me. Yay!
And this is your first class, right?
Yes, it sure is.
Hooray!
I feel so
Everybody
savvy
say
now.
hi to Candy.
Hi, Candy. This is
Hi,
Connie.
everyone.
We have a small class tonight. Everybody must be busy tonight, so they just want the video, but that's okay. That's all right. So Candy, I don't know how far along in your wreath making skills you are. Have you ever made a ruffle wreath before?
Is that what she's making?
That's what I'm making.
Okay. No, I haven't made that.
Let me just fix this one piece and then we're actually doing 2 ruffles of 2 different kinds of mesh per pipe cleaner, and I'm pulling the frays off of my jute mesh here, which you cannot cut jute mesh with the wood burning tool, and I'll show you what this is in a second here. All jute mesh is just mesh with burlap running through it. Jute burlap. And you cannot cut that with the wood burning tool. This is what it looks like. If you see the lines running through it, that's burlap. This is called jute. And this one happens to have white in the middle. Usually it's just like a natural color like that. But what we're doing is I have 2 different colors of mesh. This was actually a kit. You can still buy this kit if you want. It's the, where's my sign? You've seen the picture. This is the Life is Better at the Beach sign.
Gosh,
You know
how
what I forgot to do? I
cute.
forgot to cut my pineapple ribbon. I have pineapple ribbon here. Where the heck did it go? You know, it didn't come in the kit, but I ordered it because I thought it was so cute, and now I just realized I forgot to cut it, and I'm not sure where it is. Where the heck is it? I have to use my pineapple ribbon to go with my pineapple. That's really crazy. I don't know where it went. I did a little bit of organizing on my desk today here. Here it is, where all my ribbon is stacked. I'm just going to add a few pieces of this pineapple ribbon because it didn't come with the kit, but it's so bright in here. But I saw it and I thought I'm just going to add a few pieces of this, so we'll just cut that after. So there is a kit you can get for this. I think I posted the link under the class listing for this class, but you don't have to. Just get 2 different types of 10-inch mesh. Blue and this natural color is nice for a beach wreath. We cut them into 15-inch pieces, and we're just alternating. So I laid this one down first. The first one that you lay down, you go parallel with your wreath form. And I actually posted a little video under the class listing too to show you how to add pipe cleaners to your wreath form. And you just take your piece of mesh, and I usually like to lay it curl side down because it's like curling. So I just like lay it flat down, and you just scrunch up the middle is all you do. I love ruffles. I could make every wreath a ruffle, but then you guys would all get bored. And you just pinch it in the middle, and then you have your ruffle. And I go face down with it. And this one we're going to go across. This one was parallel to the wreath form. So the second one we're just going to go right across. You don't even have to open up your pipe cleaner. Just give it like 1 or 2 good twists because you want to make sure you have enough left there to put your ribbon in. And you just kind of fluff it out a little bit. And that's it. And we're alternating. So now the next one, I'm going to put this piece on the bottom, and then I'll put this one on the top.
That is super cute.
Thank you. Well, this snowball mesh, I love snowball mesh. Or is this snowdrift? Snowball mesh, if you've never seen it, is just what these white fluffy things are in the middle. It's kind of fluffy, if you see that. And you can cut that with the wood burning tool. Don't tell me why. I think this is because it's a lot lighter. It's not as heavy as the burlap. I think this might be snowdrift because snowdrift is like a solid line and snowball are like little puffs. So
Now, where do you buy your mesh from?
I actually got this in a kit from Shelly B. Home and Holiday. She's my supplier, but she gets her mesh from Craig Bachman. He's a wholesaler. And Craft Outlet, if you ever heard of Craft Outlet, that's where Craft Outlet gets their mesh from as well. The best quality mesh ever is any mesh that you can get from Craft Outlet or any supplier that orders from Craig Bachman. I would never ever buy Michael's mesh unless I'm going to be using it in a method that doesn't require any cutting because Michael's mesh is horrible. I love Michael's, but their mesh just frays like crazy, even if you cut it with the wood burning tool.
Yeah. That's what I found.
What's that?
That's what I found. It does spray.
Oh, and if you get the metallic just comes out like crazy.
Yes.
Hobby Lobby isn't bad. I've used Hobby Lobby mesh before. It can be a little bit thin. Joann's isn't bad. Joann's and Hobby Lobby are kind of the same in my opinion. But you're never going to go wrong if you order mesh from Craft Outlet. like this stuff, it's gonna fray no matter what you do. It's just because it's the jute. You just pull the little pieces off the end. And you know, my best piece of advice is once you get your ruffle or your mesh on your wreath, leave it alone. The more you pull at it and tug at it, the more it's gonna fray. But I'm sure you've heard people talk about the wood burning tool. It really is a great tool to have. You just have to make sure that you have a piece of glass to cut on. Usually what I do is I have an old storm window from my basement, and it's great because I can put my measuring mat underneath it. I can like see right through it to cut. This is the wood burning tool right here. And it gets really, really super hot. But the one thing about the wood burning tool, now this isn't, this is actually one my sister gave me. The one that everybody buys from Walmart is called Plaid. And this one kind of has a thicker end on it, but the one that you can get from Walmart, the Plaid 2-in-1 craft tool, has almost like a little hook, and it's very thin on the end. And I think I'm gonna get one of those too. My sister gave me that one. She decided she wanted to take up wood burning, and then, you know, that didn't really go anywhere, which I assumed that it wouldn't, because she doesn't ever really stick with anything. But I love my sister. But it's very important that, and a lot of people don't realize that when you're using the wood burning tool, you still have to cut between the lines. So if you look at mesh, you'll see that there's lines. There's grid lines running through it. They're kind of small, but and it may take you a little bit longer, but you have to make sure that you're cutting in between those. Because if you don't cut in between those, your mesh is still going to fray. And there actually is a video that I did a few months ago. It's in the video section of the group page, and I demonstrate how to use the wood burning tool. So, and a lot of people are concerned because sometimes you'll get a slight burning smell. No, I don't want this one first. I want this one first. This is what happens when I start chatting. And if you have, you know, any type of asthma, you know, or breathing difficulties, just wear a mask, because it probably isn't the healthiest thing in the world for you to breathe in those fumes or the burning from the mesh, because it actually melts the mesh when it's cutting it, which is why it helps with the fraying. But I've never really had it that bad that it's, you know, bothered me. I get more bothered when I work with real burlap and the little fibers are flying everywhere. That bothers me more. By the end of if we have a class and we're using real burlap, by the end of the class, my throat is just all scratchy. And so some people wear a mask when they're working with burlap too. So anyway, does that all make sense, Candy? Are you like overwhelmed yet, or?
No, it makes perfect sense.
Good.
I've been sitting here playing around with them a little bit, and I made a
Playing
few
around
of
with
them,
what?
making some wreaths, and I thought, gosh, maybe I might want to figure out how I should do it instead of just jump in and do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the nice thing about the classes here is that you don't have to make the wreath with me during class, because you're going to get the video. So you can stop and start it and, you know, watch it over and over again.
That's what I like.
What's that?
That's what I like.
Is that
Start and
Connie?
stop. To start and stop. And
Yeah. You know, my wreaths were a total disaster when I first started. I used to cry. I thought, I'm never going to get any good at this. But I'll tell you something right now. You know what's really helped me become a lot better, believe it or not, is these classes. I had a tendency to start something and then not finish it. Well, I have to kind of finish the wreath during class. So, so these classes have been very helpful for me too, believe it or not. But I'm running out of room. Robin, we have to get that tomato cage tree class scheduled.
Yeah.
Thinking about that today. We got to get that on the calendar. When is your craft show? September?
September 29th.
All right. So if I do it maybe like mid-August, that'll be okay?
Yeah,
All right.
perfect. And don't worry about the day. You know, I can just watch the video. So
Yeah, but I like to have you here.
my schedule is kind of,
I miss Bunny and Susan. Bunny and Susan aren't in our classes
I
that
know
much.
Bunny's not here.
Yeah, Bunny's not feeling well.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't know what's up with Susan. She used to be in all my classes. She wants the video, but so again, Candy, I'm just crisscrossing each piece. So the first piece I lay down, it's parallel to the wreath form. And the second piece, I'm just kind of crossing over. And you don't have to give it too many twists because you want to make sure that you have enough pipe cleaner left to add your ribbon.
That's something I'm seeing you use that I used zip ties, and I don't think they're going to work very well.
Well, there are certain methods that you're going to want to use zip ties for. We did do a class where we used 21-inch mesh and we did poofs. And the poofs were very tight together. We did 6 per section, I think. And those we used, did we use zip ties or did we use pipe cleaners? I don't remember now. You know, the only reason I don't like to use zip ties is because once it's on there, it's on there. And you're going to have to snip it off. I'm just plugging my battery and I didn't go anywhere. You're going to have to snip it off if you need to fix it. So the pipe cleaner, you just, you know, take it off and redo it. So
Yeah, I've run into that already. And I thought,
yeah,
well, I end up wasting my zip ties.
yeah, you're better off just using pipe cleaners.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I like the kind that are kind of fuzzy like this, and they sell them everywhere. Now, when we were having a shortage of work wreath forms, you know what a work wreath form is, right, Candy?
No,
Okay, a work wreath form, if you ever hear that, is just a wreath form that already has the pipe cleaners attached. They're a little bit more expensive. Well, they're quite a bit more expensive. They're probably like $6 a piece. And the only real difference, obviously, you have the ease of already having your pipe cleaners on, but the wreath form itself is more dome shaped. So if you look at your wreath form that you get from the Dollar Tree, or, you know, Joann's or wherever, it's flatter.
yeah.
A work wreath form just has more of a dome shape to it. And I don't know if I have one here I can show you. But, you know, I use Dollar Tree forms. Like, I just bought a case of Dollar Tree forms. And, you know, as long as you use the right method to attach your mesh, and your wreath can be just as full if you're using, I mean, look how full this is already. And this is just the outside layer.
Oh, wow.
So ruffles make a very full wreath. I never really liked the poof because I was never really very good at it. But the class last night, we did poofs and we did added ruffles. So, and I don't think it really was that I wasn't good at it. I think I just never really felt that it covered my wreath form enough.
That's what I felt too.
But I do have a video, Candy. I was going to tell you. I think I was just mentioning this a minute ago. It's a poof wreath, but you put 6 poofs per section. They're still 10-inch poofs, but you squish them together really tightly. So it really comes out nice. I don't know where my wreath is. I think it's in my kitchen, or I would show you. But there is a picture of it in the group. So there's our outside row. I can't believe I forgot to cut my pineapple ribbon. Oh well. All right, so now we're going to go to the inside, and we're just going to do the same thing we did on the outside. We're just going to go two per pipe cleaner. Yeah, a lot of people who are just getting started out with wreaths, they always start with the poof because they think it's the easiest. And, you know, in my opinion, it's the most frustrating because if you're like me, you want your poofs to be perfect. And it's kind of hard to get them that way. Yeah, see, she's laughing, you know. And you sit back and you look at it and you're like, what the heck did I do? Am I doing something wrong? You're not doing anything wrong.
And then you're
You're
trying to
never going
make
to get a perfect poof. What's that?
you're trying to make everything uniform on the wreath and make it
Yeah,
not look so.
It's not going to happen. And then you end up getting
Exactly.
frustrated and you think, I'm never going to be able to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. No. Trust me, I went through all of that. I had, I don't know if you saw my watermelon. You saw my watermelon wreath.
Yes.
If you had seen the sign that I stole, the wreath that I stole that sign from, because I first used that sign last year in a poof wreath, and it was the most hideous thing you ever want to see in your life. And it was one of my, I've only really been doing this with mesh for just about a year and a half. It hasn't been that long. I used to make wreaths when my kids were little, but you know, my kids are in their 20s, and when my kids were little, you know, deco mesh wasn't around. I made grapevine wreaths and I made Christmas wreaths. So about a year and a half ago, I discovered this crazy deco mesh thing, and you know, I made the same mistakes everybody else did, and you know, learned by trial and error. And yeah, so I knew I wanted to use that sign because I loved it, but it just did not work on that wreath. That wreath just did not. I don't even remember what method I tried to use, but it didn't look like it was supposed to. And I remember when that class was coming up for the watermelon wreath, I was trying to find it. I said, I gotta find that wreath because I need the sign. And I said, I don't think I threw it away. And then I finally found it. I'm like, yay. So, but the very first time I did a ruffle wreath, it was a disaster. And I ended up ripping the whole thing apart. And my son came walking in the room and saw this pile of mesh on the floor. And he's like, Mom, why did you kill your wreath? And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. Practice does make perfect. And I was really bad at first at matching ribbon too. I had no idea what I was doing. So if you can see, it's probably kind of hard for you to see now, Candy, but when you go to lay your next ruffle down, try not to squish them on top of each other. Just try to pull it away a little bit. And it can be kind of hard to do, as you know, because mesh likes to stick to itself.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Be very cognizant of, I love when I use big words. Be very cognizant of what you wear when you work with mesh, because it does like to stick to your clothes. And I've ruined a couple of sweaters. A couple of sweaters and shirts. Oh, this one's coming out. Hold on. Hopefully my doggy will sleep through the class. I have a 14-year-old Pekingese Chihuahua, Candy.
Aww.
She's, yeah, she's just got diagnosed about a year ago with diabetes, and she went blind about a month after diagnosis. It happened so fast.
Wow.
Pretty high maintenance. She, the doctor thinks she might need a sedative at night because she gets very restless in the evening, and she'll pace and wander around, and you know, she's not really sure what's going on. And normally I have my kids here to help me watch her while I'm in class, but they're in Colorado visiting their sister. So last night I had to take a little potty break during class because she came wandering in.
Oh.
So hopefully she'll, and she does not like thunderstorms, and we had a little bit of thunder, so she was restless a little bit. I hope I'm not going too fast. Do you see what I'm doing here, making my ruffle?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold pulling out my phrase.
You know, and I have dogs too. I have 2 Yorkies and a Shih Tzu, and they do
I
not
don't know why I
handle
can't hear you
thunder.
guys. Let me turn my volume up. Hold on a second. I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. Just turn my volume up here. Here we go. You have 2 Yorkies and a Shih Tzu, you said?
Yeah, and they don't
Aw.
handle the thunder very well at all. Not even a motorcycle going by. They don't like that.
And fireworks. Forget about that.
Oh, no kidding.
Have you seen the what are they called? Thunder shirts or thunder jackets or something that they can wear? It's like a jacket that wraps around them really tightly, and it's supposed to keep them calm during thunderstorms.
Yeah, we have a couple of those.
Oh, do you? Do they work?
They do. They really
Really?
do. Yeah.
Aw.
I mean, they still get startled and everything, but they feel a little bit more like somebody's hugging you. You know
Yeah.
how sometimes you feel secure when
Oh,
someone's
of
hugging
course.
you. Yeah.
So you can see how full this is getting. And this is a Dollar Tree frame. So you can still
Wow.
make a pretty full wreath with a Dollar Tree frame. Did I say these were 15-inch? These are 18-inch ruffles. I'm sorry. I like to try to cut my mesh and have as little waste as possible in my roll, because nobody wants a bunch of half-used rolls of mesh hanging around.
Like I do.
No, I do too. You know what's good to use for an open roll of mesh are umbrella bags. You can get them on Amazon, like 100 of them, I think, for 20 bucks. But that way, your mesh doesn't stick together when you store it.
And what is it called?
An umbrella bag. Sorry.
Oh.
Something that you put your wet umbrella in or whatever. I guess that's what they're for.
Yeah.
Yes, like
Yep.
Walmart has or doctor's offices have them.
Who does?
Doctor's offices that I go to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Actually, living in Florida, most all have them.
I was trying to make sure my pipe cleaner doesn't come undone here. All right, how many do I, when you get in the middle here, it's kind of hard to see where you are because it gets so full. I have 4 pipe cleaners left, I think, here in the middle. 5. Yeah. What did I have in the bottom over here? I had the jute. Okay. Yeah, we normally have a few more people than this during a live class, Candy, but sometimes things come up during the week, and which is totally fine. I'm going to have the class regardless, and then everybody just kind of requests the video.
That's turning out so pretty.
Oh, thank you. If you've never made a ruffle wreath before, it's going to be your new favorite. Trust me.
I think so too.
I think everybody here is getting kind of tired of watching me make ruffles, though. That's why I try to do different things, because I get stuck on something that I like. But I did a post in the group recently, because I'm always open for ideas. If there's anything that you guys want to try, anything that you may have seen on Pinterest, or we don't just do wreaths here. We can do centerpieces. We have a garland class coming up on Wednesday for a patriotic garland. If you just heard me talking to Robin about getting a tomato cage or tomato cages, because we did Christmas trees last year out of tomato cages, and I want to do a fall tree, I think, this year. So go grab yourself a tomato cage, Candy, because that's going to be fun.
That's really neat. I'm going to.
It's so much fun. Just get the 33-inch one. They have them in colors too, but you don't need to get it in the color. And they're like $2. Grab a couple of them, and all you do is you just add You have to add a little bit of extra wire, floral wire, in between the wires that are already there, because that's what you're going to attach your ruffles to.
Okay.
And then you can put lights on them too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they come out really pretty. Robin did really well with hers. She sold hers for like $80 a piece.
Awesome.
We had a craft show last year, so she's waiting for those to come up. And we made an angel too, a Christmas angel out of a tomato cage last year too.
Oh, now that I'd like to do. I think that would be pretty for my mom.
Those are all in the events calendar. I mean, we'll probably be doing it again, but those videos are all still available. We did a snowman. We did 2 snowmen. We did one with a cone form is what it's called from Craft Outlet. And I did one which was just 3 wreath forms attached together, and that was more of a door, the one that you hang on a door or a wall. The first one with the cone form was more like a tabletop snowman. And we're going to be doing the tobacco basket, if you've seen that. That's kind of something that people are doing lately. Have you seen that one?
I haven't.
A tobacco basket is just a really flat, I guess some of them are wide. You can get some square. They're typically rectangular shape. Just Google tobacco basket wreath. You can look at Etsy or look in Pinterest. And all you do is just you put florals and ribbon, and I'm thinking you could probably put mesh in. There might be a way you can put mesh in there, but we're going to be doing that. It just kind of hangs on your wall. And there's another really neat thing. If you've ever seen the swags and centerpieces with the mesh, typically those are made using what's called a rail form. Mm-hmm. And all it is just, it looks like a little ladder. And they're like $7, $8 a piece when you order them online. I don't think you can get them in the stores. I think maybe Joann's might have had them at one point. But somebody went to, in fact, let me show you mine. Somebody went to Home Depot. Hold on one second. Somebody went to Home Depot and bought some of these things. These are gutter guards, okay? And they're kind of long. They're 3 feet long. They're $2 a piece. You can actually, typically a rail form is 22 inches, which is a standard size to make a swag or a centerpiece. This is 36. So if you cut it in half, you're going to get 18, which is good enough. And then you just put your pipe cleaners through the little holes here, and that's how you attach your mesh. So we're going to be doing a class on that.
Christina, how do you cut them? Because
how do you what?
How do you cut them?
They're thin. They're super thin.
They're thin. Okay. Oh my God, they're thin.
They're really thin.
Okay, I thought they were thicker. So
no.
All right.
Now this one has, like the one that the girl posted didn't have this. This one's got like a little screen across the top or something. I don't know what that is, but that can probably just be like ripped off.
Okay.
I was looking
I've
at
picked
that.
up a couple of those.
And there's a little lip here too. I mean, I don't think you really need to cut that off. It's not going to be, you can if you want to, because again, this is very thin. I think with a good pair of scissors, you'll be able to just cut that. So if it's something that you maybe want to bring to a craft show, or you want to make more than one of, if you get 2, you'll have enough for 4 swags or centerpieces. And if you look in the group, Candy, I did a post recently, and I posted some examples of things, swags that people have made.
Okay.
So that'll be fun.
That's going to be really cute.
Yeah.
You have a lot of great ideas.
Also, what's that?
You have a lot of great ideas.
Well, they're not all mine. Some of them people gave to me. Some of them, I saw on Pinterest. I'm always looking for new things to try. But one thing I did that I guess was sort of my idea If you've ever seen the witch hats at the Dollar Tree during Halloween, the ugly
Oh,
ones
yeah.
with the black tinsel, well,
Yeah.
you can get those, and let me tell you, Candy, if you see them at your Dollar Tree, grab them.
Buy them all.
Because they are a hot commodity, because what people do is they rip off that tinsel, which comes off really easily, and you can wrap them in deco mesh, and you can attach little ruffles to the bottom. And we actually made a Christmas tree last year out of it too.
Now that's a cute idea.
Yeah. That was
See,
fun.
another cute idea.
Yeah. Yep.
Get us all in trouble, all these cute ideas.
I know. I know.
I'm going to be kicked out to the garage with all my supplies. I can just see it now.
Aw. No, you have to have your husband's got to buy you a she shed.
I know. That's what I told him last night. I said, I want a she shed. And he goes, what's that?
The she shed, it's a place for me.
Would you like
Yeah,
to
I
see
said,
mine?
you got your man cave.
Yeah.
Would you like to see where I store mine? Can you see?
Oh my gosh.
Is that your she shed?
This
Connie?
is my supposedly spare bedroom.
Oh.
That is no longer a spare bedroom. Here's my
Oh,
stuff, my cameo, my heat press.
nice. I'm trying to think. I think I just have one more here. I'm looking in I have two more. But look how full that is.
That is amazing.
A little 14 and a half inch Dollar Tree frame.
Jeez.
Now, if you did have a work wreath form, you would be able to tell the difference. And I'll show you. Let me see. Do I have one? Hold on a second here. Now that's pretty full. But this, let me show you. This was made. This is my Mother's Day wreath, and this was made. And I didn't sell it because I wanted to keep it for myself. This was actually made using a work wreath form, and you can see how big and poofy that is.
Holy cow.
Yeah, this was made using a work wreath form, and it's just, look how wide that is. It's just
no
because the
kidding.
work wreath forms are a little bit more domed. That's all.
Oh,
So,
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
beautiful.
my kids, oh, thank you. My kids always tease me, Mom, why do they have to be so huge? Where are you going to put that? Uh-oh, I just lost my wall hanger here. It just fell. I'm going to have to lay this down somewhere now. That's what I get for taking it off the wall. You go sit over here for a minute. I just wanted to show you how poofy they are. Hold on, I'm coming. We'll hang that back up after. I probably should put that away now anyway, because Mother's Day is past, but it's so pretty, I hate to put it away. Okay, where'd my wreath go? Okay. Everybody else is probably done waiting for me because I start chatting.
No, I'm still going.
Are you?
Yeah.
I gotta see where I am. I need a jute one now. Okay.
I'm still on the outside row. I'm slow.
Are you? That's okay. It's not a race.
That's right. I figure I can finish it tomorrow.
The very first class, I did take a class too when I first started. It was with Debbie's Wreaths and Things, and it was in a Zoom meeting just like this. And I remember I was just lost. I didn't finish my wreath. Everybody else was finishing, and I was like, oh no. My first wreath came out pretty good, I'll have to say. My first deco mesh wreath, I should say. No, I can't find my pipe cleaner. Where is it? I think it's time to put that Mother's Day one away. I need more room on my wall to hang another wreath. Anyway.
It's so bright and colorful, though, huh?
Yeah, I know. I like the way that one came out. You can see as you get to the middle of the roll, they get a little harder to ruffle because they just want to curl.
Yeah.
I think I got one more to go here. Where is it? There it is. And my kids also yell at me because they say, why aren't there any holes in the middle of your wreath? Where's the hole? It's like, just go back to doing what you were doing. Just, you know. Oh, Lord.
Tell them when they want to make their wreaths with holes, they can.
Right. Well, my daughter likes the more rustic, like she really liked the tobacco basket. She liked the grapevine wreaths that I've done. She doesn't like the ones with all the ribbon and, you know, why does it have to have all that ribbon?
My husband doesn't like the ribbons either.
Because we like ribbon. We are ribbon obsessed. But I do have to say though that I don't like putting so much on that you can't see the mesh. And, you know, last night someone made a very good point. We made the let your light shine wreath with lavender 21-inch mesh and lime green 10-inch mesh. Now, with added ruffles. So I did a poof with the lavender and then I did added ruffles with the lime green. Now, thinking back, I don't think I would have put ruffles on the inside as well. I think I just should have put them on the outside because then you really couldn't see the lavender mesh. So I'll do that sometimes. I'll just add like additional ruffles on the outside and not necessarily on the inside because you want to be able to see all your colors. You don't want to hide. Where did I go here? I need one right here. Yep, right here. That's the last one. So, you know, I like to be able to see my mesh. I like to be able to see all the different colors. Last piece, ladies. For me, anyway.
You're on the home stretch.
Well, not yet. We got to do our sign. We have to do our ribbon. That's what I always say. I always say we're on the home stretch. How'd you know that? Everybody's like falling asleep because we're old ladies. You're probably not an old lady like we are, Candy. We're like all ready to fall asleep after class.
I don't know. I'm in my late 50s, so.
Get out of here. Really?
Yep.
There's no way. Doesn't she sound like she's like 25?
Yes.
Oh, I wish I was 25.
There's
I'd have the energy.
You know, I'm sorry, Candy. You got to stop. I don't believe that for 1 second. I'm 53. Okay.
You're young.
I'm older than
You'll
both of
look
them.
in your late 50s. So look at that. Look how pretty is that? You know, sometimes I just want to like stop and I
Yeah.
hate to put anything else on it because it just looks so pretty. But look at the ruffles. That's why I love ruffles so much.
It's so full. I mean,
Yep.
when I look
Yes.
at my one wreath, it's really airy.
Well, because you did poofs, right?
Yeah.
You can add ruffles to your poofs, you know. You can take 10-inch mesh and cut it into 15-inch pieces and just ruffle it and add that a ruffle to each of your ties.
That's a good
And
idea.
that'll make it fuller. Try that.
I am too, because then it's just, I mean, it's kind of flat.
It'll make a huge difference. Trust me. That's what we did in class last night. It'll make a huge difference. And that video is actually posted on the group page because I messed up. Like I said, and I forgot to hit the record button, so I just posted it for free. Yeah.
I
felt bad.
was reading that.
Yeah. So I didn't feel right, you know, I just decided I'm just gonna post it for free. And I'm gonna hang this back up because I don't like it being on my couch here. Give me 1 second. It's like bothering me. My Mother's Day wreath. I just want to hang it back up here. Yeah, so if I ever do a poof, that's what I do. I add ruffles to it because it just helps to fill it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a second, it's just hanging up too high here. I'm so sorry. I don't want it sitting on my couch. I want it on my wall. This is my office that we're in / craft room / where I hide from my kids when they're home.
Yeah, I kind of have taken over my office too. It's half office, half craft room.
Until you get your she shed, that is.
I know.
All
You
right.
know, they'll never see me inside the house. I'll be like,
I
oh,
know.
Mom must be outside. Well, what are we
I
having for
know.
dinner?
You know, as I'm getting older, I just find that I like to have my alone time, you know, a lot more frequently.
Yes,
So
that's what I've been doing. I sound like a slacker when I do that. I go, well, can we have sandwiches or something tonight? It's hot today anyway.
I know, you know what, and that's the one thing that I'm enjoying the most about my kids being gone is nobody's asking me what's for dinner. So
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm sitting here playing with my Mother's Day wreath because it got kind of messed up when it fell. Sorry.
Oh.
I lost a couple of my flowers here. There we go. That's all right. Okay, so what I like to do now is I like to add my sign first because I like to try to figure out where I'm going to put that. Now, the sign is a little bit heavy. I don't typically like to work with signs that are heavy because they're hard to get to hang right, but I'm going to show you something neat, Candy. I think these ladies have already seen it. Normally, I like to put my sign in the middle. I think I will this time, but because of the shape, I was kind of thinking it might look cute off to the side like that, too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I should put it in the middle or off to the side? In the middle or kind of like off to the side? What do you think?
Put it in the middle again, please. Yeah, I kind of like it in the middle.
Yeah, I think I do too. I like to put my signs in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to show you something neat, Miss Candy. You can get these where you get your zip ties if you get your zip ties at Walmart. And these are for hanging heavier things. Or you can use them on any sign. It's called a cable tie or a zip tie holder, but you can use it with pipe cleaners too. And all it is a little square, and it's got a removable adhesive backing on it. And there's little holes. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Hold on. My lighting is so bright in here. There's a little hole in there. You can slide your pipe cleaner through. So you just take off your backing. I'm trying to think where I want to put I want to put them on the side or if I want to put them on the top, because this sign is heavy. I think I'm going to put it right on the top. So I'm going to put this, it sticks really well. That's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put one on the bottom. The sign was a little bit wider. I'd put one on each side, but I think one on the top and one on the bottom is going to be good. And then you just grab your pipe cleaner. Doesn't really matter what color, because it's not going to show, but I think I have some blue here. Is this blue or is this green? It's green. I have so many different colors of pipe cleaners. I don't really want to go into my basket and get my other ones out. It doesn't really matter what color you use because they're not going to be seen. They're going to be hidden. Just grab a couple of pipe cleaners and just feed it right through the hole. Yeah, right? Do I want to go this way? I want to go this way. I want to go up and down. just like that. Just twist it. And these things are strong. They're not going to go anywhere. I used to use hot glue, but that doesn't always hold. You can get some signs, if you've ever heard of Jane's Front Door Decor. She is a very popular sign maker, and she uses a very lightweight, it's like a license plate type material, and she will drill holes in the sign for you. You just kind of want to try to feed it through. Find your wreath form. Now I'm going to try to find a crossbar because I really want to try to stabilize this because this sign is heavy. I'm just going to give it one twist and then I'm going to go around to the back and tighten it. Because nothing aggravates me more than getting my sign on and then holding your wreath up and the sign slides down. Oh, you want to scream. I think one on the top and one on the bottom is going to work good with this sign. Like I said, I'm looking for the crossbar here because I think that'll help anchor it a little bit better if it's on the crossbar. I'm gonna tighten this one up here. And you can just snip off the extra after or whatever. Just make sure that it's on there good and tight. Let's give it the test and hold it up and see if it stays. I think it's going to stay. I don't know. It might need to go up a little bit higher. Watch me knock my camera over. We've had all sorts of mishaps in class. I knocked my laptop off the table one time, and I got kicked out of the meeting. Were you there, Robin, when that happened? When I knocked my laptop on the floor and it kicked me out of the meeting? But the one
No, I wasn't there. I wasn't there for that one.
But the one good thing though is like, and I've like lost battery on my laptop or I've lost the internet. But the one good thing about Zoom is that because it's in the cloud, you know, it's online.
We were all still here talking.
Yeah,
and waiting for
everybody
you to come
else
back.
is still there. If I get kicked out, you'll still be there. So it's funny because you watch the video and everybody just like chit-chatting and
We still worked on our wreaths and
just
did
waiting
what
for
we
me.
did.
Were you there, Connie, when that happened?
Yes, I was. I'm thinking it was my very first one too.
Oh yeah, oh that must have been fun for you. You're like, what the heck is up with this girl?
Actually, I was happy because it got me. I got right back up to where you were.
Yeah. So I lost my internet once, and then my laptop fell on the floor once. So, but yeah, fun times. I think this is going to be good here now. I think I've got it anchored pretty well. Let's see. Oh, there we go. What do you think? That looks pretty good. I was
That
really
looks
worried about the
excellent.
sign. I thought it was going to really be a pain, but it looks like it's going to stay. These little rays are driving me nuts. And you shouldn't do what I'm doing right now. You shouldn't pull on it. You should cut them. It's just this jute mesh. It has a tendency to fray, so. All right, let's get some ribbon on. Some ribbon on here. Let me get a drink of water. I swear, Candy, I thought you were like 25 years old. I really did.
I am 25. Yep. I wish. I just wish I had the energy still. Today's pretty hot here in Washington.
I know.
And
I
normally
know.
we don't have any heat in Washington, so it's like, oh.
I was just talking to my boyfriend. He's actually having some health issues right now. He just had his third heart attack about 2 months ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he, he takes care of himself. He doesn't eat crap. It's just one of those things. I think he just has a lot of stress, and
That's not good.
I know. I'm really worried. But, he called me, and I told him I was getting ready for my class, and he said it was like 7 o'clock, and he was falling asleep. So I was like, "Yeah, I know. I know." I'm getting all my ribbon ready here, but I wanted to cut some of and my ribbon's falling all over the floor. I really need more room in here. I need more room.
Now, where do you get your ribbon at?
Well, this ribbon came with the kit.
That's right.
That's okay. I get my ribbon at lots of places. There's some Etsy shops that I like to use. I get my ribbon from Hobby Lobby. They just started putting Christmas ribbon out too. There's lots of places. Dollar Tree, sometimes Dollar Tree has a tendency to be not that good quality. A nice good quality ribbon will lay nicer on your wreath. So I usually use 2 1.5 and 2 2.5. So
Now,
here's
sorry.
What's that?
Do you use wire ribbon?
Oh yes, you have to use wire ribbon. Yeah, you have to. I think everybody at some point made the mistake of buying unwired ribbon. It just won't lay right. You won't be able to shape it. So typically I use 2 2.5 and 2 1.5 because they just go better together on your wreath. But it's just, you don't have to. Now, I know I mentioned I wanted to use a little bit of this pineapple ribbon, so let me just cut a few pieces because I do have it and I really wanted to use it. And I feel bad that I forgot. I'm not going to use a lot only because I already have, and maybe I'll even use this in place of some of the yellow. But I just saw this pineapple ribbon and it was so cute. And I said, I have to use some of this. So typically you want to do 14 inches for your ribbon tails. 13, 14, right around there. And then I always cut some extra pieces at 16. I don't really make a lot of bows for my wreath. I know I want to start because I know you guys want to learn how to make bows. I do have a pro bow to hand, but I like to make little bow ties for the tops of my ribbon tails. So I cut extra pieces at 16 inches and I don't dovetail those, and I'll show you what we're going to do with those. But it makes a really cute, so I won't dovetail these longer pieces. You know what a dovetail is, Candy?
Yeah, I saw on some of the other videos that it's that V shape.
Yeah, you just take your ribbon.
Yeah.
Okay, you fold it in half. And you're going to cut crossways at the part that's open there. You see that? So just cut. Just cut across, and then you have a little, that's a dovetail.
Nice.
Just makes a nice finishing touch. And you can probably do 2 at a time instead of I'm doing. And I apologize, I didn't have this cut ahead of time. I totally forgot that I had it. I would so love to turn my air conditioner on in here, but my air conditioner in my room is really loud. So I just have my fan on here right now. My kids got the quiet ones. Okay. So let's see what we're going to do. Then you kind of have to figure out what you're going to pair with what, because you usually pair a 1.5 with a 2.5. So I think I'm going to take my pineapple ribbon and pair it with my green. You just kind of lay them on top of each other. I like to fold it in half just to find my middle point, so you can go ahead and pinch. You're going to start on the outside. Lay it in there. I like to have all my ribbons facing out until you get to the center, and then you kind of, I like to have them frame my sign, but that's it. You just kind of lay them out so they're all facing out. I'll try to curl them under a little bit. But I think that's what Jackie was trying to do when she was laying her mesh that way, Connie. She said your ribbon will lay better if the mesh is placed that way. But you know,
okay. Yeah.
This is laying pretty, decently for me.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you. So Candy, now what I do is I'll take the longer piece of ribbon that I cut, the 15-inch or 16-inch. I'm just going to make a little circle with it and overlap the ends like that. And you pinch it in the middle.
Oh, get out.
Isn't that cute? She's loving this. Boy, I love you.
So easy.
Yep. And you just pop it on top of your tie. And the nice thing about having the colored ties is you can kind of leave it in the middle there, and it just, you don't have to try to cut it off or anything. And then you just have your little bow tie. Isn't that cute?
That looks so good.
See how easy that is? If you
Yeah,
don't know how to make bows, that's a good way to add a little bow to your wreath. Okay, now what we're going to do is I think I'm going to take this orange and pair it with the blue. Oh, that's the wrong one. That one doesn't have a dovetail on it. Now these ribbons she picked out for the kit, I think they go pretty well. I'm a ribbon fanatic though. All right, let's see. I don't really know why she picked orange. There's not really any orange in the sign, but probably because it's a cute color.
Probably to complement the yellow.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're so smart, Connie.
Thanks. I should be.
You're
I'm old.
welcome.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I just spent a week with my daughter and son-in-law, and I got my sarcastic on.
No, but that makes sense. I was terrible at picking out ribbon at first. I used to agonize over it. And even to this day, I'll have ribbon all picked out for my wreath, and I'll go to lay it in there, and I'll be like, that's not going to work.
I'm the same way because my taste is really not like a lot of people's.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to pick out ribbons too.
Okay. So there's that. We can do the same thing. I like to usually use the 1.5 to make my little bow ties, but you can use the 2.5 too if you want. Make sure you have it folded over enough though, so when you pinch, it doesn't come apart. And again, you can snip this extra off. Sorry for my head, my big blonde head. You can snip this off, or you can just kind of like roll it into like a little ball, like that. Because it's blue, it's like the mesh, it's blue, so.
That is so
Yeah.
cute. I made my first bow. I just followed you.
Oh, good. Yay!
I
So
feel
now
like
what I think I'm
such.
going to do is, since I don't want to use, I only wanted to put a little bit of pineapple ribbon. I think I'm going to go to the other yellow that I have now. And I'll do that with the green. So I have this yellow like checked. And you can definitely do 3 ribbons per tie. You don't have to do just 2. It's all in what you like. I happen to like 2. I think 2 is a good amount. Make sure my fat head's not in the way. See, it came out. Hold on. I think it's finally going to cool down up here tomorrow. So we got some rain. There's that. Expressions ribbon is a really good quality ribbon too. I think a lot of the like Craft Outlet and it's another ribbon that you get from Craig Bachman. He's a wholesaler. It's really good quality. It's called Expressions, and you'll hear that a lot. One thing that you're also going to hear a lot when Christmas is coming is if you've got a Sam's Club near you. Do you have a Sam's Club near you, Candy?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. People go crazy over the Christmas ribbon at Sam's Club because you can get really gorgeous ribbon. I think, what is it, Connie? Do you get the Sam's Club ribbon? Isn't it like a 25-yard roll or a 50-yard roll for like $6, something crazy like that?
Yes.
$7. Is it 25 or is it 50?
I think they have both. To be honest,
I don't have one near me, but I had somebody purchase some for me. So Sam's Club, keep an eye on your Sam's Club at Christmas time because you'll get some really good deals on ribbon. What is crawling on my foot? Sorry, is that an ant? Oh, it's my mesh. The little stringies that I was pulling off, they're like hitting. Oh my God, I'm a wreck.
I've heard that Costco has it too, if you have a Costco near you.
I don't have a Costco. I don't have a Sam's Club or a Costco. They're like
I
an
have
hour
Sam's
away.
Club, Costco, and BJ's, believe it or not.
Oh, BJ's too?
I don't
do
know
have a
if BJ's has it,
BJ's.
but I have all 3 near me.
Ooh.
Costco does too? I didn't know that. I have a Costco.
I was reading in one of the groups and somebody said about they got their mesh and some ribbon at Costco. And I was like,
Really?
wow.
I'm
Yeah,
I've
I don't
never
know.
seen mesh at Costco, but I'll have to look more.
I don't have a membership there, so I don't know.
Well,
But
I'll have to check it out.
yeah, check
Keep
it
an
out.
eye out, Candy, because you can get a really good deal on ribbon there. And people go crazy for the Sam's Club ribbon. They buy it and they want to sell it for 3 times what they paid for it, which really
Oh my
infuriates
God.
me. But
Black
Yeah.
Friday people, huh?
yep,
Yeah, we could finance our wreathing though.
I know.
I'm going to check it out this year. I wasn't doing wreaths last year.
So you can see, Candy, I'm just sort of like framing the outside of my wreath with the ribbon. I'm letting them all face out
Yeah.
like that. And just take your time. You know, my ribbon never used to look like this. Trust me. Where the heck did there they are. Yeah, Hobby Lobby has their, they're starting to put, I think they almost had all their Christmas ribbon out. But obviously it's not on sale yet. Hobby Lobby is one place that you definitely want to look for Christmas wreath supplies there, Candy, because they have a lot. And usually, I think probably by, what is it, ladies, like September or maybe October, it's all like 40% off.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, that's a good
Yeah.
deal.
And it just stays that way. It's not like it's a sale. It'll just stay that way until, you know, after Christmas, and then we'll just start marking it down. All right. I have a tendency to play with my ribbon for much too long. This is why our classes sometimes go over 2 hours. All right, let's go here. We're not even halfway around the wreath yet. So now I'm going to go back to my pineapple ribbon, I think. I definitely want to put some of this pineapple ribbon on the top, too. Uh-oh, I think my dog is waking up. No. Why can't you just stay asleep for class? I think she misses my son. That's why she's so restless. And I have a cat too, Candy, that has basically grown up with my dog. They're like a year apart. But since Sammy went blind, since my doggie went blind, you know, obviously she can't see where she's going. And if she accidentally bumps into the cat will swat her.
Oh.
And they've always gotten along, so I have to like separate them. Like right now, my cat is locked up in the front room, and Sammy's asleep in the living room.
Aw.
You know, because there's been a couple of occasions when we haven't been watching, and then we hear Sammy cry, and the cat is running, and so we know, you know, something happened. Yeah.
Yeah, your heart goes out to them. You know, but you know what? They wouldn't be anything without us.
I know.
So,
I know.
You're a good
Yep.
mom.
Very true.
My daughter just lost her Shih Tzu. She was there when it was first born, and her little Shih Tzu was 10 years old, and it was just the freakiest thing. It just looked like she was bloated one day and wasn't keeping her food down. Next thing you know, we're saying goodbye to her.
What'd she die of?
They call it a twisted lobe. So one of her lungs, because I guess they don't have lungs like ours.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like 4 different sections on one side and 3 different lobes on another side.
Really?
And one of those got twisted and cut off the blood supply.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest
Poor
thing.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, have you heard of the company Unique in the Creek? Have you seen those wreaths that people are making, the rose wreaths and the flower wreaths? Have you heard of them, Candy?
No. Oh, yes, I have.
Okay.
My mom got one of those.
Yeah, well, we did a rose in class, and we've got some other classes scheduled, some other flowers, and you have to get the special wreath form from them. They're $8, and I'll bump the post in the group so you can see it. They have the actual full kits available that you can buy that come with a tutorial. But since we're going to be doing a class, you can just go ahead and buy the board. It's like a special wreath form if you saw your mom's, and it's just got holes in it. It's a round piece of wood with holes in it. And Connie's made some roses too. Connie's roses are beautiful.
Yeah, so they go sold.
Yeah, and they have other flowers you can do too. But anyway, did you see the post in the group about her dog, Connie?
Yes, it was beautiful.
Lori has, what kind of a dog is that? I don't even remember.
It's
Connie,
a little
you know?
tiny thing.
Yeah, a
And
little
then a big
tiny
one.
dog. I don't even know what it is. But apparently, she has a bigger dog too, and something happened, and the big dog or the little dog got a little too close to the big dog when he had his bone, and he like jumped at the little dog and fractured her jaw.
It chomped her. They were playing and it chomped her.
Oh, I didn't see that part. But anyway, she brought her to the vet, and she was just mortified because the vet said her jaw was shattered and there was nothing they could do, and they had to euthanize her. And she was just beside herself, and I was just furious. I said, you got to get a second opinion. I don't know about that. And she did, and the jaw wasn't shattered. It was fractured. She did have to have surgery. I think she has to have a strap or something.
She's got like a mesh
mouth closed or something like that. But I mean, she's going to live. And I just thought, if you don't have the resources or the facilities to accommodate a surgery of this kind, don't just say that you recommend putting the dog to sleep. That really angered me.
Right. The boards are, and shipping is $5.50 for one, but if you buy more than one, it's $9 flat.
Yeah, but you can get, I was going to mention that, you can get anywhere between 2 and 10 for $9.
Right.
Yeah.
I always buy 10.
Do you?
Yep.
Send me some. I need some. No, did you hear that, Candy? Is she there? Candy?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was talking when it was
No,
muted.
no, that's okay. And I'll post the link if you do want to end up ordering those wreath forms. Shipping is flat rate. It's $5.50 for one, but if you order any amount between 2 and 10, it's $9.
Okay.
So it's better to buy. We're going to have, I think, 2 more classes coming up. We're going to be doing a zinnia and a sunflower. And then, of course, the wreath, the video for the rose is available if you want to learn how to do that. So it's probably better to buy more than 2 just to get, a better deal on the shipping.
Plus,
Okay.
she gives us a discount for being in.
Yeah, and I'll post that too. If you type in need to wreathe and make sure you put the E on the end, you get a little bit of a discount too.
Yay! Good.
I try to get you guys discounts when I can. Plus, I have my other group too. You know that I have the big group, Candy, right?
No, I didn't.
I have Need to Wreathe, which I started first. That's got almost 50,000 members in it.
Holy cow.
That's my free group. You can go join that one too. There's no classes there, but people share pictures of their wreaths and get tips and advice and stuff. I'll send you a link for that so you can join that one. Yeah, Lori came to me one day. Lori is the owner of Unique in the Creek, and showed me this cool, it's a patented wreath form. She's got a patent for it, and she said, can I advertise it in your group? And I said, sure, but you got to give my members something for advertising. Normally we don't allow selling in the group, but basically that's for, wreaths themselves, not so much supplies.
Oh.
I'll allow supplies.
That makes sense because that wreath form is just one of a kind, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as people don't get carried away with their advertising, which sometimes they try to get carried away.
Yeah.
And they try to be sneaky, and they try to sell when they're not supposed to sell. And we do have a post. My admin does a post once a month, and it'll say something like, we all need a little encouragement sometimes. Please post a link to your business page. So we do want to support you when you sell, but if we allowed everybody just to sell on a regular basis, it would just be insane. There's just so much competition. So many people want to sell their wreaths. So people try to get sneaky, and the rule is, no selling. And they'll try to get sneaky, and they'll post a picture of their wreath, and they'll say, boy, would look great on your front door. It's like, okay, you're trying to sell. I've been in sales for 25 years, cut that out. Jeez.
There's actually one girl that does it quite frequently.
Oh no.
You
really?
gotta tell me about that. Who's that?
I have to find it again. I thought I clipped check admin, report to
Yeah,
admin.
yeah, either that or tag me in it, because that's not kosher. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, she gave a huge description and blah, 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 and I'm like,
Come
I went back
on.
and read the rules, and I'm like, that's not allowed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, tag me in that if you find that. And you know what they try to do too, if you saw the post that my admin just did, they'll like block us. They
Yeah,
think, okay, I'm just gonna block the admin and then they won't see me at my post trying to sell. They're so
Oh my
dumb.
gosh.
We can still see it. So
Well,
that's
then
just
also the other people that are there looking at it are probably going to make a comment too, like, "Hey, did you see?"
yeah. They just get themselves kicked out of the group.
It's just better to be honest instead of always trying
And
to.
this one girl, I just had to, she actually left on her own accord, which was fine with me. But she kept posting wreaths and putting her business page link in her post. And I told her several times, you can't do that. You can edit your post to remove your Facebook link. And
Yeah.
so finally, after the third time of her doing it, she said to me, I don't really understand what the problem is. She said, I'm an admin of a Facebook group or a Wreath group, and we allow it. And I said, well, you know what? That's your group, and this is my group, and we don't allow it. And she's like, fine. And she left. I'm like, okay, bye.
yeah, I put my name on it, but that's it, just my name.
And that's the thing. We will allow you to do that. If you have a watermark on your Wreath image or your name, that's totally fine. And that should be enough advertising because you've got your business name right on your photo.
I don't have a business name, so.
Well, whatever, your name or whatever.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I just put
Right.
my name on it. And
Right.
people that have businesses could just put their name on it.
Yeah. Sammy, I hear you. You're not going to sleep through class for Mama, or I've got room for one more on the bottom here. So now, guess what, Candy? Now we are reaching the home stretch here. Because I don't typically put a lot of ribbon on the top because I don't like to, I don't really want to cover my sign. So we're going to put one more bundle here. And then we're going to have a problem because I don't want to have two of the same type of ribbon next to each other. Oh, I hate when that happens. Hold on a second here. How many ties do I have over here? Maybe I can do two more bundles. Yeah, I can do two more. That's good. All right, what do I have here? I need my pineapple ribbon now. Sammy, I hear you. You gonna come and say hello? You're gonna make Mama take you outside again? I can't do that to my students, Sammy. She's very restless.
You said Sammy's blind?
Yeah, she's blind.
Um,
But she can kind of find her way around because all the floors in my house, I have the bottom half of a house. It's a two-family house. And the living room and the bedroom in the front are hardwood. And the kitchen has sort of like a cushy type linoleum. It's kind of like not really spongy, but that's got a distinctive feel to it. And that's where her water bowl is. And we actually have a water fountain for her. So she can find her water bowl. And then my office, where I am in the back, off the kitchen, is carpeted. So she can kind of tell where she is based on how the floor feels. I'm not quite sure when I thought I heard her moving around. Maybe she went back to sleep.
I was wondering if it was like, I know some blind people and they have, it's a condition that, their days and nights are mixed up. So they're very restless at nighttime. They can't sleep.
Yeah, I don't know. But the vet told us that senior dogs can get something called canine cognitive disorder.
Oh, yeah.
And, it may partly be due to the fact that she has Cushing's disease. And if you're not familiar with what Cushing's disease is, it's not fatal in and of itself, but it can lead to illnesses, complications, that can be serious. And Cushing's disease is either adrenal, meaning it's caused by the adrenal gland, or it could be pituitary, which is the cause of a pituitary tumor. Now, the thing of it is, we aren't really sure which one she has because the testing would have been really expensive to figure that out. But he said even if it was if the pituitary kind, which 85% is, that there's nothing that can be done anyway because they're inoperable. So the thing of it is if it is a pituitary tumor, they grow very, very slowly. But when they do start to grow, obviously they could be pressing on the brain and causing, some cognitive dysfunction. So that's why he thinks that she's restless at night. It could be either the canine cognitive disorder or perhaps her, if she's got the pituitary tumor, that it's growing.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But she was actually, really good last night. That one time she woke up to go to the bathroom during class, she went right back to sleep. And I think she got up once during the night. I'm so sorry for my head. I don't even realize it's there. Why don't you tell me, move your fat head? She woke up once during the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, and then she went back to sleep, and she slept until like 8 o'clock this morning, which was insane. She never, ever sleeps that late. So I got to, it's so funny because I have a Keurig, and if any of you guys have a Keurig, you know how it kind of sounds like a jet engine when you turn it on, it was like, it makes all this noise. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. Got it.
It's like I try to sneak into the kitchen and make my coffee, but she's such a light sleeper that she hears that damn Keurig go on.
And she's up.
So I can't even, sometimes I can't even get my morning cup of coffee in before she wakes up. So, Sammy, I hear you. I'm not going to use this piece. Do you ever get this in your ribbon? You see how they taped it together?
Oh, yeah.
I hate that. That really annoys me.
I get it in yarn when I try to knit or crochet something, and I'm almost done, and there it is.
My mom used to crochet all the time. I kind of hear her wandering around, but I think she's okay. She might just be coming in to get a drink. Sammy! Under the kitchen table. Hold on a minute. Sammy, come here.
Aw.
Come here. Come here. Oh, goodness gracious. You gonna say hello? You gonna say hello?
Oh,
Hey.
my sweetie. Oh, hi, baby. Yeah.
She's cute. Or he.
Oh,
Sammy.
and I am so sorry to do this to you ladies, but let me just take her out real quick. Hopefully she'll be quick this time. You guys can just chat. I will be right back. I'm so sorry. Usually my kids do this for me. And
Jackie Sanders, hello.
Hello.
We didn't see you come in there. You snuck in on us. Have you made wreaths before, Jackie?
Yeah, I've made some.
Are you? I'm kind of new. I've been in since April.
I just come in May.
Oh, okay. And then Candy just joined us.
Well, I was late, so I'm going to have to get the video because I missed all the good stuff.
That's okay. We just been hanging out, and I'm way behind. I'm still doing my poofs, my ruffles.
Yeah, I haven't seen how those are really done yet, so I haven't made that kind.
Oh,
I've made the ones that's just with the deco mesh.
these are deco mesh,
Yeah, but
like that.
I haven't done that.
Oh, okay. So what she did was she took her 10-inch and she cut it 18 inches
Long?
long. I don't know. Can you see my work table?
Okay.
And then she laid it out like this, curl side down. And then in the middle, she just started scrunching it up in the middle.
Uh-huh.
And when I get there, okay, then she did it like that.
Okay.
And then I don't have a good, it's just my computer. Can you see? Then she took it and put it inside the work wreath,
Okay.
and then hooked it in.
Now,
So
was it with a regular wreath form?
I'm using a regular wreath form. I think she has a work form, but I'm using a regular one, and I just put the pipe cleaners all the way around it. She posted a nice video that shows you how you can make your own. So then she put it in like that.
Okay.
And then she took the next one and put it on top, and she alternated it. So mine is turquoise and the jute mesh. So I did brown, then blue on top of it, and then the next one was blue and then brown on top of it, and went all the way across.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I've got to get up with her anyway because I need some of those rose wreath forms.
oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I heard y'all talking about it, that it was $9 for 2 to 10, which I'm gonna get more than one.
Oh yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
did when I ordered mine.
I'm going to do the same thing, Jackie. I'm going to get 2.
What I did was I ordered
Did
the
you say
very
how much the wreath itself is?
the form itself is $8, and the video is $20, I believe. But when you order the video, you get one wreath form with it.
Well, now she sent me the video where she done the class, but I didn't have any ring or anything to work with.
Oh, right, because you have to order one of those.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to buy the tutorial. You have Christina's.
Yeah, she said she sent that to me. Yeah.
That's great. So you would only need to buy the wreath forms then.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
I've got so much stuff, I may decide to just have a yard sale, get rid of some of it. I mean, I have oodles.
Don't tell me that.
all different kinds. I mean, I'm in North Carolina. So I had
Oh,
got some mesh when I was in a place called Joann's to Wilmington. And then I went to AC Moore in Greenville. And
Yeah.
then
I'm back, ladies. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
She wanted to take her time again. Hi,
Yep.
Jackie. I didn't see you pop on, Jackie.
We filled her in on you.
yeah,
Oh, did you? You tell her I had to leave for a second. I don't have my doggy babysitters tonight. They're in Colorado visiting their sister. So we have our outside ribbon done. Look how pretty that looks.
Very nice.
I'm going to put some on the inside. And again, I don't like to put too much on the inside because I don't want to cover my sign. But I do want to put some more of the pineapple. We still have to do our flowers too, so I want to plug my glue gun in because we have some flowers too. Let's see where I want to put this.
now where did you find your sign?
This was actually a kit, Jackie. This kit is available through my supplier, Shelley B. Home and Holiday. I can send you the link for that if you want, if you're interested in purchasing the kit. And it comes with all the ribbon. It does not come with the pineapple ribbon, though. I added that myself. But it does come with this blue ribbon and the orange and this green and this yellow checked. And it comes with the mesh and the sign. So, and I can't remember how much it was. But I actually went ahead and I found this pineapple ribbon online and I thought, I want to add some of that because that looks really cute. There's pineapple in the sign, so.
Oh, yeah, it goes great with the sign.
It does. Now here's the thing, and I was going to mention this to you. When I put my ribbon around my sign, sometimes I don't go all the way down to the bottom of the pipe cleaner because I feel like you can't see it. If that makes sense, sometimes I just go maybe halfway down my pipe cleaner so the ribbon kind of stays at the top. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want it to go so far down that you can't see it. And so I'm kind of trying to like frame my sign here. And I'm so OCD, I have my pineapples going up and down. I didn't want them to be upside down, so. I can even find the link to where I ordered the pineapple ribbon. I think it was online. Etsy has a lot of ribbon shops. I actually have a good friend. Her name is Bobby. She has a shop called Perpetual Ribbons.
Oh, her
And-
stuff's beautiful.
Yeah. The only thing is she doesn't sell full rolls of ribbon. She only sells like maybe 3 or 4 yards at a time. But it's enough to make a wreath. And a lot of times if you don't want a whole roll, like I don't think I really needed a whole roll of this pineapple ribbon unless I'm going to make another pineapple wreath. But she does sell enough to make one wreath. Like 3 or 4 yards is usually enough to make one wreath. So, and then I think you've seen me do this before, Jackie, where I take the 16-inch piece and I make a little circle out of it. And then I pinch it in the middle. I think you saw me in that one class I had, and we make a little bow tie.
Did you twist it or?
I just made a circle and I overlapped the ends, make sure that they're overlapped like that. And you just pinch it in the middle.
You just pinch it.
Yep. And then you can go right ahead and you can attach it right to that same pipe cleaner that you just put your ribbons on. And sometimes you may only have a little tiny piece left there, but you got to just kind of try to make it work. If you have tiny fingers, you just give it a little twist and you have a little bow there.
All right.
I don't really make a lot of bows for my wreath. I really want to start because I know you guys want to learn how to make bows. I have a pro bow to hand. I can make hand-tied bows. They're not the greatest, but usually by the time I'm done adding all of my ribbon tails, there's like enough ribbon. And I don't really know where I'm going to put the bow, so then I just don't add one. So it's like I don't really know where I'm going to put it. I have enough of the other ribbons, so. But there's our first bundle there. But you see how I have all my ribbon like going out? Andy, do you see that? That's how you want it to look on the outside. You want it to kind of all be.
What size ring did you use?
What's that?
Yeah, was it a 16 inch? Yeah.
A frame?
Yeah.
This is a 14-inch or a 14.5-inch, I think they are, from the Dollar Tree.
Okay. Well,
And I
so
put-
far my Dollar Tree only has 16 inches, but it's all good.
Oh no, they don't. They shouldn't. Usually Dollar Tree is all the same size. They only have the one standard size, and it's 14.5. Are you sure it's 16? Does it say
I thought
16
that's what
on
it
it?
said because I thought it said the 16, and I went ahead and got several. And then when I come home and put them up to my 14s from Hobby Lobby, it was bigger.
Really?
Yep.
I'm almost positive they're all 14. They don't make different sizes there. But
I didn't think they
know.
did either.
That's really
And
strange.
that's just like I've seen the other day on one of the other things that sometimes they have the breast cancer.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
The ribbon ones. Forms.
Yep. Now I did get right many candy canes when they came in.
Yeah, you gotta grab the candy canes.
And I got a few.
They'll go fast. We have
Yep.
we did a really cute one in class last year with we did a pull through. Because we have to be very careful with the candy cane forms, how you attach your mesh, because if you try to do like a poof or something else, like, a spiral, you're going to lose the shape of your candy cane. You have to be very careful how you attach your mesh.
Yeah, I made one and a girl loved it. It was
Oh,
a friend of ours' wife, so I gave it to her.
oh, nice. How did you attach your mesh?
How did I what?
How did you put your mesh on? What method did you use to put your mesh on?
I used the pipe cleaner.
No, but did you
Kinda
make
pushed it in.
ruffles? Did you make spirals, or what did you do?
I just took 2 rolls and had them there, and I'd go so many in red and so many in white until I got all the way around it.
Well, did you do poofs? I mean, that's what I'm trying to find out. How did you attach it?
Yeah, I think they would be considered poofs.
Poofs, okay. I did a really cute one last year. I did a pull through. Have you ever done a pull through before with mesh?
But what's the difference between the poof and the pull through?
The poof is just a poof. You make little poofs and you attach them to your pipe cleaners. A pull through, you don't have pipe cleaners at all.
No, this one here I used a pipe
Yeah.
cleaner to
Yeah.
start it, and then I shoved it through the wire part there.
Oh, I think I know what you did. You did a pull through, but you did little bubbles. You did little poofs.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a different type of a pull through. That's a pull through poof or a bubble, what I call it. I've done those too. And those are nice, especially if you're using Dollar Tree mesh, because then you don't get any fraying.
Well, I had got it to Hobby Lobby's when they had them on sale for half price.
The pull through ruffle is the same, meaning that you don't cut your mesh. But say this is your piece of Dollar Tree mesh. Okay, this is your piece of Dollar Tree mesh. You take it and you pull each side up around the wire. You see what I mean? You pull it up right around the wire. I have a class that I did on that. So instead of pulling it up and making a poof, you just pull it up straight. So you have the even amount of mesh on both sides of your wire, and then you ruffle it together. You just kind of squish it over and ruffle it. Have you ever seen the YouTube videos doing the pull through ruffle with the burlap?
Well,
Okay.
wait a minute. No, I made a burlap, and that was it was for my brother's wedding. And, I watched a video because I used that, but I also had this what's it called, chiffon. It had like triangles go through it. And
When
then
you get off here, get on YouTube and look up ruffle burlap wreath. And
well, I made two of them. I don't know if they were called bubble or not, but I did make two of the wreaths and give it to my brother to hang for his wedding.
Okay.
Because it was I used two colors because they were using the pretty teal color. And so anyway, I made him, well, them, two of the burlap wreaths, and then I added a little bit in the middle. I used I think it's maybe shamrod or something. With
This is chevron. That's chevron right there.
Yep, it was like that, but I put some of that in the middle. So I had the burlap on the top, burlap on the bottom, and then I had the burlap in the middle with a teal color.
Oh, nice.
And then I used a couple of flowers, some teal and a little bit of off-white flowers, and put in it. I can't remember right now if I made a bow or not, but I might have. But they were tickled to death with them, so that's all that counted.
Oh, nice. Of course, that's all that counts, as long as they liked it.
Ladies, I have to go.
Yeah, we're almost done here anyway. What time is it?
10:08.
Oh my gosh, we're after 10 o'clock. Well, that's because my doggy.
Yeah, that's okay.
Baby, take
I
her out.
didn't see any ribbons, but see my wreath.
Yeah,
All right,
it
Miss
was
Kim.
pretty. Yep. She was showing me how to do the poofs.
Who
Yeah,
was?
Because I
Connie
was
was showing me while you were out with the cat.
still doing mine.
I'm so sorry. I like I said, I normally have my kids to help me watch the dog, but they're in Colorado, so.
Oh no, it gave me a chance to finish.
So you know what, I need to plug my glue gun in because we have to add our flowers and then we're gonna be finished too, so. I'm gonna pop some flowers in here because the flowers did come with the kit. And I should mention that to you too, Jackie. If you want me to get you some information on how to buy the kit, you do get flowers with it too. You get 2 rolls of mesh. I don't even have, you get this blue, it's a snowdrift, it's what it's called. It has the white line running through it. And you get the jute, which is this. I think I have an extra piece laying here that I didn't need. It looks like this. You get 2 rolls of that. And you get 4 rolls of ribbon, you get the sign, and you get these flowers. I don't know where my flowers went. Here they are. And you get these really pretty flowers with it too, that we're gonna add. Now, typically, when I'm adding my flowers, I just go ahead and I pluck the flowers off the end and I glue those on. But you can also leave the stem on and feed your stem through and glue it that way.
Okay.
In fact, I might even try to do it like that because, see, but I don't know if I really want the green on there though. I might just want one with the green kind of looks nice. I might even just like stick it through here now. Because a lot of times when you're adding florals to a wreath, it's always good to kind of place them where you want them before you glue them. Because that way you know if you're going to want them to stay there, or if you're going to want to move them around. And a lot of times once you glue it, you're done.
Yep.
You can't move it. So I'm just going to place a couple here and there. I'm going to keep the stems on. Like I said, normally I'll pluck the stems off, and it's so funny. I was in Dollar General the other day, and I was buying daisies for the, what wreath did we make that just had daisies in it? We had a wreath that had daisies in it. I don't remember. I think it was the flip-flop wreath maybe. I can't remember. I've made so many wreaths, and they had daisies at Dollar General. Well, I didn't want the stems, so I'm standing there at the register plucking off the flowers, and I'm like, can you throw the stems away from me? Because I don't want them. So that was kind of funny. So I think I'm just going to stick these in with the stems for now and see if I like them where they are, and then I'll go back and I'll glue them in after, because I'll tell you something right now. I'm not a fan of hot glue. I always end up burning myself.
Yeah, I've had a few blisters myself.
And it's not fun. We're scaring Candy here. I thought you had to go, Candy.
No, I think it was Connie, but I was.
Oh, that was Connie. Oh, I thought it was Candy. I'm saying goodbye, Candy. Probably thinks I'm an idiot.
No, I'm probably going to have to hop off too. So my husband's gotten home and he's probably wondering where the dinner's at, huh?
Okay. Normally our classes don't go beyond 2 hours, but I had to take a little doggy break. So I'm just kind of placing some flowers here and there.
Well, thank you so much. And you know what? It didn't bother me at all about you taking care of the little one. So
that's not commonplace. Like I said, usually my kids
that doesn't bother me
for me.
Yeah, same with me. I'm with you, Jackie. It didn't bother me either.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you ladies have a good evening, and thank you so much, Christina.
I'm so glad you enjoyed your first class.
Yes.
Everything worked okay. A lot of times people have some technical difficulties when they're getting onto Zoom for the first time, but you seem, you got right in, so that's good.
Yes, that was really, really easy. Okay, well, you take care.
And I'm going to help you with anything that you need. Just email me anytime, okay?
Okay, will do. I sure will.
All right, goodbye, Candy. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too. Bye-bye.
So I'm just going to stick some more of these flowers in for now, and we'll just glue them in later.
Yeah, I'd like the video of this too, so I can read.
Of course. Yeah.
I missed the first hour and a half. I didn't get on here till after gone.
That's all right.
Yeah. It was like 9:30.
That's the nice thing. I don't really need to know ahead of time if you're coming on. If you show up, and then you get the video. That's all. Because there's been a lot of occasions where I glue flowers onto my wreath, and then after class, I look at it and I'm like, I don't really want it there. And then it's too late because it's glued on.
Yeah.
So.
Now I'm going to need to order some of those rose wreath forms too.
Yeah.
If you think it'd be quicker, I'll just let you process the credit card for it.
Well, I can go on the website for you and, place the order for you. But, it doesn't come from me, obviously. I don't sell the frames. So What we can do, Jackie, if you want, is we'll get on the phone together and I'll place the order with you on the phone.
Okay, that'll work.
That way, if they give like a confirmation number or something like that, I can give that right, to you right on the phone while you're with me. So. And then
I really do want to try and make that. That just looks so neat.
It is really neat, and it's a lot of fun too, and it's a lot easier than it looks. It really is.
I guarantee you, when my daughter sees it and my sister, I can tell you that's two to start with.
And that's the thing. When nobody really starts out wreath making saying, I want to make money doing this. They start doing it because they like it. And it, you know, and it really is addicting when you see what you can make with your two hands. I mean, you know, Jackie, I've been doing this for like a year and a half now with the deco mesh. I never used to use the deco mesh. But when I first started making them, and you stand back and you look at it, and I still do that. And I was like, did I make that? Really? And it's just a nice feeling, you know, and
Well, I did it. I took a class to Hobby Lobbies because my dad had died on my birthday. Then
oh
I had to
dear, I'm
take-
sorry.
Thank you. And then in September they called, and my brother was down in Virginia. So I had to go to Virginia and get him and bring him here and take care of him until he passed. And I took the Wreath class as trying to come out of it. You know, there was just a lot of stress with it.
Well, I can
And
imagine. Jeez.
so that's why I got started on these. I said, this is something I'm going to do for me.
That's how most people do it. And as I was saying, what happens is people
And I have give everyone away that I've made just about.
right. That's the thing. But what'll happen is you're going to get somebody that's going to come to your house and they're going to offer you money, and that's when it all starts. They're going to say, "Wow, I really like that. How much do you want for that?" And then you stop and you think about it, and you're like, "Wow, I can make money doing this." And that's really how it starts. But I'm going to wrap up now, Jackie, because it's after 10. And you're the only one that's here now, so I'm sorry. I know you just got here, but
That's all right. It
I
looks
just
good.
kind of stuck my flowers in with the stem. But I'm going to go back in and I'm going to glue them in tomorrow. But just to see how they looked, and I think they look pretty nice placed where they are. What do you think?
Yep, yep. You might have could have used one off in here.
Where?
Was that your bow?
Which side? Left, right,
Let's see. If I'm standing like you, it would be
over
on the
here?
right. It would be on the right.
So on my right over here?
Yeah, you're right. Yep, right there. You got your hand in there. There's nothing. See, you've got a gap there with nothing in it.
Like over here?
Yep, that'll be fine. Yep. That way one place doesn't stand out.
Right. Yeah, I think I had too many up around my sign. How's that look right there?
Yep, that looks better. I like that.
You know how many times after class I look at it and at my wreath when class is over, and I hang it on my wall, and I'm moving things and adding things and rearranging things. So
I have put wreaths together and took them apart 4 times to get it the way I wanted it.
the thing of it is that, you know, making a wreath is one thing, but when you're making it in a live class and people are watching you and you're trying to teach and you're talking and trying to keep the conversation going and you're answering questions, it's easy to get distracted. So, but I'm going to wrap it up. I really like the way this came out. I'm very happy with this.
Yeah, it's very
I love
pretty.
this. So Jackie, you have an awesome night. I will get you the video. It'll be ready tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I have to wait until Zoom gets done processing it, and then I have to upload it to YouTube, which is what I do. I have a private YouTube channel, and then I send you the link. You can't access the video unless you have the link. So,
Okay.
alrighty.
All right.
Have
That's
a great
pretty.
night. Thanks, Jackie.
You have a good night.
You too, my dear. Good night.
Good night.